If you're on YouTube, if you could subscribe to the channel, it'd be much appreciated, and ring that little ding dong notification bell. And if you want to give me a thumbs up, that'd be appreciated too. And so this is the MagicBradShow.com, and it's the Gratitude Show today. And we got my friend Bo. He's looking to see if it is on Facebook, because we do have it on. I've got it on my phone, but he said he couldn't find it on his, and it'll pop up. It usually does sometime, someday. So let's bring him on. Let me dig him out of the green room, knock on the door. Hey, where's the star? Can we bring the star on? There he is.
Hey, Mr. Brad, how are you, man?
I'm good. Hey, you got snow behind you. Oh, that's a wall.
Yeah, it's just a wall, buddy. But hey, I am, you said today was Christmas. I'm in the Christmas spirit. Oh, fudge, Christmas story. These are PJs that I had. My kids.
Got in his mouth.
He's got soap in his mouth. You ever seen A Christmas Story?
No.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Brad. It's on like repeat for 24 hours, so you might need to watch it. But the kid happens to say a bad word, and so he gets soap in the mouth. That's what happens. So I have matching pants too, but yeah.
Just for the record, that doesn't work. I used to get the soap in the mouth, and they still flip out.
You still have a potty mouth, is that what we're saying? Yeah.
Not intentionally, but sometimes when you drop an anvil on your foot, it seems a curse word pops out, and the soap does nothing.
You're right. Yeah, it's natural. It comes out. It might not be oh fudge. It might be something else. I see.
No,
okay.
Everybody knows what it means when you say it.
Yeah, right on.
So what's new? Got some snow here in Minneapolis. You said out there in Hutchinson, it kind of jumped over the top.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe certain parts it just seems like it piled up. There's drifting, but there's literally open concrete. There's grass that I see from neighbors that it's barely covered. So I don't think it was 10 to 14 inches as potentially predicted.
Well, it's not the way that it used to be when I was a kid. We used to jump off the roof into the snow drifts, and I wouldn't do that now, not because I'm older, but because there's no snow drifts.
Yeah, things break too. Yeah.
When you get older, you broke a hip. How did you do that? I jumped off the roof. What did you do that for? You're 63 years old.
What else is going on, man?
Just trying to figure stuff out. Everything's still changing. I think since I mean, I don't want to get political and all that kind of stuff, but the politics, the voting thing, and the violence that happened, and the COVID thing, all these things shifting. I've noticed social media stuff has been really strange lately. It's been. Did you find the thing on the Magic Brad Show page?
I did. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might be. I might have shared it. I think I did.
Might have been a timely thing.
I have
things pop up.
Yeah, so we'll see. But the last few days, anyways, it's been. I don't know. Maybe what you focus on is what you see, right? So I've seen more non-toxic kind of things and communications and posts, and that's good. But that's probably where my mind's been, is focused on the good, right? There's
definitely that. The Abraham Hicks stuff talks about being in the vortex of that kind of thing. Plus the holidays are here, so people tend to open up doors and be kind of a little more nice.
Yeah. I tell you, so I'll give you a couple examples. We have more cookies at my home than I've ever had. There's been a lot of people that have been baking or whatever, and there's just an overwhelming amount of cookies. And so that's cool. I wanted to share, so a couple things happened in our community this week. Right, that just were the most heartwarming, most awesome things. So I about 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, one of our local administrators had reached out to a couple people in the community, myself included, and said, "Hey, listen, I want to thank the teachers and all the administrators and everybody involved in our school district, some way, somehow." Right? Like, took one of the people on that email, used to own a restaurant, and responded within a couple hours with a complete plan. Here's what we're going to do: we're going to feed them. We're going to give them a to-go meal with some soup or chili and some breads and some cookies or whatever. And we're going to have a drive-through. We're going to use, see if we can get access to the restaurant that she used to own, and just made it happen. Like, organized it, set up a fundraising platform so the money could come in to make it possible. And it was so incredible. We had probably 400 cars drive through over 2 days to pick up a package. We had kids show up with signs saying "Thank you, teachers," and there were so many people that came through there with tears in their eyes. They didn't know they needed it. They didn't, know that they needed that heartwarming gesture, and they received it. Many cried the whole way home, and the comments that it was just such a cool thing to be a part of. So that happened, and then we also have a local pottery studio and they had organized the thing they do every year, but this year was a little different because of COVID. And they, one-of-a-kind pots that were thrown. They gave those to our local first responders in the hospital. And so another group was delivering those out. Like, there was just so much goodwill that was happening just in my little community. And I can only imagine how much was happening across the world. And it was just amazing. So
it is cool that happens around this time. I kind of wish it would happen all the time, but then it would become normal and people wouldn't be able to excel maybe. So you got to have the good with the bad, kind of,
right,
the ups with the downs. But absolutely, I think that's really cool when that happens. And people oftentimes, like the teachers, probably didn't really know that they needed it because they were so entrenched and they're going through this, they call it Zoom fatigue, the Zoom fatigue thing.
Sure. Yeah.
I've got a friend that's a fellow magician, and he substitute teaches on the side too. And he say, I'm on Zoom all the time. I says, hey, you want to get on a Zoom and have a conversation? He goes, you know what? I'm just so zoomed out.
Yeah.
They don't realize that they're really kind of stressed out because it sneaks up on you. And then when someone shows that gratitude like that, it's kind of like, oh, wow, I am somebody.
Yeah. Well, the food was delicious. You can always warm somebody up with some soup, right? And that's just amazing. But it was the gesture. It was the people that showed up behind the scenes to make this all happen. And I, the messaging that I take from it is that just never underestimate the power of an idea. One person said, we need to do this, shared it with a few people, somebody ran with it and impacted hundreds of people as a result. And that is cool. It took one person to speak up and one person to take action, really. So that was just so cool.
That's how stuff can go viral. I mean, I use with the event business, people sometimes say, how long does it take to put on an event? And I say, well, Prince threw a big party and he was dead.
Right.
Party down at First Avenue.
Right.
Somebody pulled that all together, and that's pretty miraculous having that many people. And so when you get the right people together to pull something through, you can create some miraculous kind of activity happening. Darn right.
Yeah. What else can I share? Oh, so our friend Jim McCord, who was on the show with us probably a month ago or whatever. So he reached out. I received a package from him, and I thought I'd share a couple things that he sent, which were really personalized and awesome. He took some pictures that we had on Facebook. Okay, that was my wedding photo.
Okay.
And that's a coaster, right?
Right.
There's my wife and I at a Chicago Cubs game. That was awesome. This is a family photo of come on over here, like extended family. There's a lot of us. It was at a wedding, right?
I like that it's shiny like that.
They're really cool. They're super cool. In a bag of this nonsense, right? More chocolate, peppermint bark, Ghirardelli. It's so good. Things like that just showed up. So some personalization, but also some candy. Like 90% of America or 95 likes chocolate. So sending something like that was really, really cool.
I put that little logo thing right there, the MailBoxPower.
Oh yeah, that's the system that he used to send it. And then I just saw somebody today. They received a card using our system, and not only the envelope had their name on it like it should. The card had their first names on it, so it was real personalized. For a holiday card, but they really did what I think you said was an idea. They had a QR code that took you to a video where they were saying Merry Christmas. And you cannot do that with any other service that I'm aware of in the marketplace for greeting cards. The video is amazing.
What's interesting about that, because some people think that's a good idea. I'll put a QR code, I'll put it on my website or whatever, but that doesn't make any sense because people are watching from their phone.
Right.
They can't take a picture of the QR code. They can't scan the QR code on their phone.
Right. Correct.
So when you got it on a physical postcard, like where's my little postcard? When you got it on a postcard, you can scan it.
Yeah.
And then that pops up, and it's the continuity and the personalization. I think that there's a lot of that's missing on this internet world. I've been going through some internet stuff and realizing that more and more we got to bring people together. And I think that's what really helps, to have that video. It can just go right to a YouTube link. The QR code can be attached to that. And then you physically say, hey, Bo, Merry Christmas to you and the family.
Right.
It almost feels human.
I know. I think that's just a great blend of technology along with, print. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really, really cool touch. And I wish I would have thought of that. Next year, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a nice card out, and it's going to have, or maybe not wait till next year, Christmas, right? Just do a random, just middle of the year, just a, hey, this is for you. I'm thinking of you. You can use,
this is coming.
You can use YouTube. You can use Vimeo or whatever. There's a lot of, ways to do that easily. And I think that's a great idea. So I was impressed. Somebody thought to do that and actually executed on that idea and made it happen.
I think there are ways to do those things using technology, but not getting too technical with it.
Right.
The MailBoxPower thing, they've already done all that stuff for you. It's just a matter of dragging in graphics and
Right.
sending it along.
Right.
But you don't have to figure all that stuff out. Stuff like you're talking about the QR code, that's pretty easy to do. You find a place that has those free QR codes, and it
Yep.
says what URL to put it to. So you do a video on your phone and put it on a YouTube channel.
Yep.
And it's fairly, you could even do it on a Facebook video, I suppose. You could do a Facebook Live.
Yeah, sure.
And link it to that song.
And link it to that. Yeah. Yeah. And it would take you right back to that. That would work.
But people need to put their face back in things, I think, and their voices. And this is a little sidebar from the whole internet kind of thing. There's a friend of mine, his son has got a YouTube channel, and I've been trying to get things going with my YouTube channel, trying to talk about logical things. And I think logic has kind of gone out the window, and it's more of an emotional connection now. He's got a thing that's called ice cream sandwich comics.
Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't
You tell me.
And it's just a stick figure guy. He looks like a kind of a chicken, and he talks about stuff.
Okay.
What has the chicken got to do with ice cream? He's got over 1 million followers on there, and he's bringing in about $10,000 a month with his YouTube channel.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So what I'm getting at is maybe there doesn't need to be a lot of logic in being a nice person.
Right.
You just send them something, and they think it's funny. I just did my little lathe turning hobby I took up.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
With the face shield on, I'm all dusty.
Yeah,
I got a lot of interest off that, and it had nothing to do with marketing or trying to sell anybody anything.
Right.
And so I'm kind of, that's my gratitude, is realizing I don't have to be so smart. I can just do stuff.
Sure.
People like me.
People are intrigued about different things. I mean, there are farmers out there that have millions of subscribers on YouTube, and they're just out, in the combine. They're out just doing their thing, or they'll talk about different equipment, and they have just an insane amount of followers. They've monetized what they're already doing for their lifestyle. Right.
That's kind of what I'm getting at, is the human factor is somebody on one end is interested in what that other human is doing.
Right.
So something like MailBoxPower, being able to send a physical thing to another human and put the human touch in it. Because people send me these electronic Evites, Merry Christmas. And it doesn't have the personal feel to it. Whereas like you got the thing from Jim that has your own picture on it.
Yeah, totally.
That resonates. Your own picture seems to resonate with you more than someone's logo.
Yeah. Well, and I'm back to that e-card thing. It really is interesting. I don't know how many I've received in my career that not only is it an e-card that's the exact same to everybody else, but it's also, I get several of them that are on behalf of somebody. Now that really minimizes the impact, where, wait a second, the person that wanted to send this to me didn't have the time to do an e-card, that they had an assistant do that. It loses its, it loses its impact a little bit when you do it that way. And you still go back to the thought that counts, right? I received some cards from different vendors and people that we have business relationships with that, there was no personalization. It was really all about them. Many didn't, there was no signatures. There was just nothing. It was just a card. Basically, it was advertising is what it was.
Have you ever used MailBoxPower on your phone? Send something from your phone?
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
Oh, see?
I use my phone mostly, more and more my computer. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing.
If there's a CEO that's flying around in his private jet and said, I didn't have to have time to go to Hallmark to get a card for you.
Yeah.
You could do it while you're sitting in your seat.
Yeah. Well, hey, so just today, a friend of mine had shared, she took a picture of her box that was kind of beat up a little bit from from one of the big names out there that do card printing, the Shutter, Snap, one of those type things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ordered it in November. Today's December 24th. It arrived yesterday.
Uh-oh.
So those cards are going to go out late because those weren't sent on her behalf. They're coming to her for her to do the work and then stamp and then send.
Right. This goes
Our
direct.
system, MailBoxPower did not have that problem. Things went out and they was already handled. So some of that kind of, not grief, because they'll still appreciate getting the cards, right? They're going to get them for New Year's or whatever. So the thought always counts, right? But there are better systems in the world for that. And then I'd say outside of our system, I received an amazing package from our leadership team with American Family. And it was from the not called the cookie company, but cookie place that gives young individuals an opportunity for employment, to learn life skills. And the cookies were also delicious. I received a big package of them. It was awesome. There's something about it. Guess what? There's 100% open rate on a big package of cookies. So that's that. And I know that the system you talk about, MailBoxPower, they have like 5-pack of cookies available now. They can't be personalized, but they're super good. So cookies are popular.
Well, I think that there's something to be said for the personalized thing, and there's something to be said for not personalizing, and just person knows that you actually sent it.
Correct. Yep.
If you send them an email and say, "Hey, I'm sending you something. It's really sweet. You'll like it." Just give them a hint.
Yep.
And they appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No doubt that counts. And there's a good the mission behind that program and that company is also fantastic. So I support that all day long.
Like our friend Nathan France with RPG.
Yeah, with RPG. Yeah.
Having a cause behind it, I think that's important.
It is. Yep. Yeah. So it's completely side note. My wife recently discovered crocheting. Okay. So there's yarn, there's skeins and I don't know what they're called. They're different names of like cupcakes or I don't know, something like that, of just things of yarn, right? And she's made amazing blankets and tried different types of stitching. And she has done hats and like those headband, like warming things. A lot of gals will wear with ponytails, right? So that it's not a full hat, right? So she's made all these things and she loves it. It like calms her down. It's kind of her Zen place, right? So it just her hands are working and it settles her down. It relaxes her, but she enjoys it. And she's made some really good quality things. And I said, you should set up a little, Etsy store or Pinterest or something like that. Set up a store. But here's the idea. Why not sell it and all proceeds, all profit goes to a cause that you're passionate about? And or if you want to make a nickel too, great. But because people get behind causes, right? So not only do they like your product, but then if it goes something good. And she's really passionate about working with the homeless and those with housing insecurity. And so I don't know. I said it could become a side thing for you. That
I think there's nothing wrong with making a few bucks, so she's not funding the whole thing and buying all of her yarn, just to be able to take enough out to pay for her passion. But there is a part of the marketing stuff that takes the fun out of it. You're doing stuff because you like it, then you try and make money with it. Now you got to market it, and it kind of takes away from the fun of it.
Right.
You're right. If you can connect a cause element with it, it's possible all that marketing kind of be done for you as long as you provide the whatever it is. My wife took up pom-poms. She put in pom-pom reindeer and turkeys and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Then she bought a little yarn kit to make your own pom-poms. So she's making these big puff balls. I go, what are you going to do with all those? Yeah. Sell them to people with skates.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I took up the wood turning thing. So
I think we all kind of need a hobby. For me, it's these, it's kind of marketing things. It's just different technological ideas. I kind of go, they were like, you're going to talk today? You're going to be on a call with my family? I'm like, it's Christmas Eve. I'm like, well, it's Christmas Eve morning. I'd like to take 20 minutes and chat with my buddy Brad and talk about some of the good that's happened in the world the last week. And, okay, I guess it's a hobby almost,
Well, it's kind of weird because my wife kind of wants to separate business from pleasure.
Yeah.
And I said, well, you're doing these things. Why don't you set up a deal? If you want to travel somewhere, then you can write it all off and make it a tax-deductible business expense and then spend part of your time doing an extended vacation, go to the beach. and she likes to keep it separate for some reason.
Yeah.
For years, I went down to Jamaica every year, and I worked some schools and stuff down there and doing some shows, and so I used it to my advantage to be able to take advantage of it business-wise.
Right.
But there is something he said, you know what? I don't want to deal with any of that stuff. I just want to chill.
Yeah.
So I guess that's
my wife and I will have a year from March will be our 20th anniversary, and we've talked about going on a trip somewhere. And we've timed most of our trips with the company trip. And so I'm like, well, there's like the top level people next year, a trip that I've only made one time. I make a normal trip like top 25%, but anyways, this one, they're going to New Zealand, and I've always wanted to go there. And so they'll be going in April of 22. And I'm like, that's like just 1 month after our 20th anniversary. It'd be kind of let the company fund that trip if we have a great year. But yet a part of me says, nope, I don't want to have any like company functions on my anniversary trip, So I think we're gonna go somewhere different. But anyways,
I can relate to that. Sometimes our logical marketing brains say how to do one thing, but there is something to be said for, you know what? I left my phone at home.
Yeah. I'm going to be turning mine, disconnecting a little bit over this next few days, and probably through New Year's, jump on for a few things. But I'm going to spend less time in social media as I'm at home and hanging out with family, and that's going to feel really good.
Well, I've kind of backed off after I lost my Facebook account and stuff. I kind of just said, I'm doing something wrong. I don't want to do anything. And that's when I just took up the wood carving thing, and I'm just chilling a little bit. And it's kind of back when I was performing, I would have been busting my ass last week.
Yeah. I bet you would have. Yeah. Holiday parties and all kinds of stuff, I'm sure.
Not during COVID, but I'm sure there's a lot of Zoom shows and stuff.
Yeah. Right on.
Anyways, brother.
Well, fabulous.
This has been fun. Let me throw this other thing up here in case somebody wants to get on my list, the season for giving, because tis the season for giving, in case people see that. There we go.
Yeah. And a quick plug for you, for anybody out there that hasn't had intentions of sending some holiday cards or some goodwill, right? It's not too late. There's always a good time. It doesn't have to be timed around a holiday, but it is New Year's next week. And if you wanted to send something to somebody, connect with Brad. Here, go to Season for Giving, get set up, and get some cards out that say Happy New Year. Finally, So
and to expedite that, there's this domain right here that will become obsolete January 1st. So this domain will become obsolete January 1st. And right now they can still get a free account. And,
correct.
You just got to hurry.
You got to hurry.
I'm not going to leave that up there either.
Right on, man.
Okay, Bo, appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, you too.
I'm going to sign this off. And
Merry Christmas.
Yes. Ho, ho, ho.
Yeah. Right on, man. See you later.
So there you go. We had some fun again. That's that. I don't really have much more to say. You listened to it all. You guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year if we don't see you before then, because it happens really, really fast. So peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Brad with the Magic Brad Show. Dun, 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 dun. And enjoy the rest of your day. Be well. Good to be safe. Take care. Bye. See ya.